You've done it before. You've laughed at someone and thought, how can they be that stupid? You've watched someone argue something obviously wrong and felt a quiet sense of superiority. Maybe even relief, because at least you're not like them. But what if I told you the most dangerous people in history didn't think they were evil? They didn't think they were foolish. They thought they were right, completely, absolutely, comfortably right, And if you're honest, that feeling is addictive. There is something deeply comforting about certainty. Certainty means no confusion, no self-doubt, no sleepless nights questioning who you are or what you believe. Certainty feels like strength. It feels like clarity. It feels like intelligence. But history shows something terrifying. The people most convinced they are right are often the least likely to question themselves, and the most likely to harm others without realizing it. There's an old idea that stupidity isn't about intelligence. It's not about IQ. It's not about education, It's about something far more dangerous, It's about the refusal to question yourself, because a person who knows they are ignorant can learn. A person who knows they are confused can grow. But a person who is absolutely sure they are right is almost impossible to reach. Think about arguments you've had, not debates. Arguments. Notice something strange. Facts rarely change anyone's mind. Evidence rarely changes anyone's identity. Logic rarely wins against belonging, because most people don't believe ideas because they are true. They believe ideas because those ideas protect something emotional, their tribe, their status, their sense of meaning, their fear of being alone. There's a psychological comfort in shared belief. If everyone around you agrees, it feels safe to stop thinking, and the brain loves safety. Thinking deeply is exhausting. Questioning yourself is painful. Admitting you might be wrong feels like social suicide. So instead, the brain chooses certainty, even if that certainty is built on sand. Here's where it becomes dangerous. When people stop questioning their beliefs, they also stop questioning their actions. If you believe you are morally right, anything you do can feel justified. You can silence others. You can shame others. You can even hurt others and still sleep peacefully. Because in your mind, you are protecting something good. The scariest historical events were rarely driven by villains twirling mustaches. They were driven by ordinary people who believed they were doing what was necessary, what was logical, what was right. And the more certain they felt, the less human their opponents seemed. Certainty turns people into symbols, into enemies, into obstacles. And once someone is no longer human in your mind, almost anything feels acceptable. But here's the twist. No one likes to talk about. You are not immune to this. None of us are. Your brain is built to protect your beliefs, not to test them. When you hear information that challenges you, your brain doesn't calmly analyze it. It defends. It rationalizes. It dismisses. It attacks. Not because you are bad, because you are human. There's a silent trap in modern life. We are surrounded by information, but most of it is filtered. Not by some secret force, but by our own preferences. We follow people who agree with us. We watch content that confirms us. We build digital worlds where we are always correct. And slowly, certainty grows and curiosity dies. Imagine two people. One says, I might be wrong, but here's what I think. The other says, I know I'm right. Which one feels stronger? Usually the second, but which one is more dangerous? Almost always the second, because the first person can change. The second person is locked inside their own certainty. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Intelligence doesn't protect you from this. Some of the smartest people in history have believed terrible things, because intelligence can be used to defend beliefs, not just question them. A brilliant mind can build better excuses, better justifications, better arguments for things that aren't true. Stupidity isn't always loud. Sometimes it's extremely articulate. So what makes someone truly dangerous? Not ignorance. Not lack of education. Not even bad intentions. The most dangerous combination is confidence plus fear plus group approval. If someone is confident, they are right, afraid of being wrong, and surrounded by people who reward their certainty, they can believe almost anything and do almost anything. But here's where this becomes personal, because this isn't about those people. It's about you and me and everyone. Think about one belief you hold strongly. Now ask yourself something terrifying. What would it take for me to change my mind? If the answer is nothing, that should scare you. Wisdom isn't knowing you're right. Wisdom is knowing how easily you can be wrong. It's living with a little uncertainty, a little humility, a little quiet voice that says, check again. Because real thinking is uncomfortable. It means sometimes realizing you judged someone too quickly. It means admitting you were influenced. It means changing opinions publicly and feeling embarrassed. But that discomfort is a sign of something rare. Growth. The most dangerous people don't feel doubt. They feel clarity. They feel purpose. They feel morally superior. And that combination can reshape nations. Or destroy them. But here is the hope. Humans also have something powerful, the ability to reflect. To pause before reacting, to ask questions instead of declaring answers, to stay curious even when certainty feels better. That ability is fragile. But it might be the only better thing that keeps societies sane. So maybe the goal isn't to become perfectly intelligent. Maybe the goal is simpler. Stay curious. Stay a little uncertain. Stay open to being wrong, because the moment you believe you are completely immune to being fooled is the moment you become the easiest person to fool. Tonight or tomorrow or the next time you feel that rush of certainty, pause. And ask yourself one quiet question. Do I believe this because it's true, or because it feels good to believe? You might not like the answer, but that discomfort might be the beginning of real wisdom.